Okay. I'm gonna try to hurry up with this video because I got to do foot patrol, and I'm gonna have some editing to do this video as well. But I'm trying to get it out there because I said, it's like the most like God told me to, and I said I would. So anyhow, me and my daughter was talking, and we was talking about her grandma, which is my mama. It's my great grandmama, but I call her my mama because she raised me. So anywho, I was telling her that she reminds me so much of her. But anyway, we got on this topic because we were talking about her. And I was saying how my grandma, which is her daughter, my mom's mom, saw death. Her sister got killed like a day after death visited her, but it didn't come for her. She didn't know who it came for, but it came. It showed its face, right? And so anyway, here I was. It was this girl. She had been trying to hook me up with this guy. It just didn't do nothing. So anyway, we were both at the gas station at the same time. I was with my partner at the time. He was with his homies at the time. And we just sat there. So I'm in the passenger side. He looking at me like it was something that he knew I had to say to him. And it was. God told me, he said, tell him that I love him. I just saw 144. He said, tell him that I love him. And I was so shy. I would never just go up and talk to anybody. I'm 43 and still shy as shit, right? I've just always been that way. And I was like, And the dude, he just kept staring at me like, bitch, it's something you supposed to tell me. Tell me. That's how he was looking at me. Like he had this look of, I don't know. It was just like this unsettling look on his face. Like he knew the end was near or something. It was like eerie, right? And God said it again. He said, go tell him that I love him. And here it is. Me, I'm like, shit, nah, If he don't know that you love him, well, type of thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. I live with not telling him that every day. This shit happened in my 20s. God has never let me live this down. That's the point of this message, and I'm gonna get to it. So the whole day, like the next day, right? It was like a cloud over my head. It was just like dark and gloomy within our home. Like it was just, I don't know. Like the presence was like real eerie, real depressive, like. And I couldn't put my finger on what was going on. I'm like, man, what the fuck? But then when I look out the windows, it was so nice, so beautiful, sunny, clear clouds, clear skies. Okay, clear skies and kids out playing. I didn't even let my kids go outside. It's like, I'm not going to necessarily say I was scared to go outside, but it was just definitely something that kept my family, me keeping my family from outside. It was just, I don't know. It was like a heavy presence, pretty much. But I just didn't know what it was. So anyway, that night, me and my dude, we decided to go get some food. And it's like, once I stepped out the house, my neighbor kept the kids for me while we went to go get the food. Once I stepped out the house, it was like a breath of fresh air, like a sigh of relief, like, oh my God, I am out of this, like whatever it was, I was out of it. I was out of this funk, out of this depression, which I wasn't depressed. That was just the energy that was in my home. And we went out, we having a good time, going to get the food, bringing it back to the kids. We sat down and we was eating and we was watching CSI. And on this particular CSI, it was like a hotel or something like that, or some kind of apartments, but the guy had to go upstairs. And when he went upstairs, the guy shot him from inside. Like the guy was on the inside of the house, of the apartment or whatever. And he shot the guy that was standing on the other side of the door on the outside, and the guy flipped over the rail. And it was like, it was just so crazy because I remember feeling the way. So me and my dude, we laying down, we laying on the floor or whatever, because we were just sitting there watching TV and eating. We laying on the floor or whatever. And it was like I was paralyzed. Like, what is that? Like sleep paralysis. It was like I couldn't move. It's like the energy started back when I got back in the house. And it was almost like it intensified when I came back home. And so I'm laying down and I couldn't move. And I'm looking at the wall. And it was like I'm seeing the shadow on the wall get closer and closer and closer. And it wasn't necessarily like a shadow. It's hard to explain. It wasn't nothing that popped out to me like, or, nothing like that. I'm looking at, like how you could look at the wall. You could look at your wall in the dark. You could see like the shadow. It was like the whatever the shadow was that was on the wall, it was moving. Like the shading of the darkness was getting closer along the wall, if that makes any sense to anybody. I had to live it. So it may be hard for me for y'all to picture what, you know what I'm saying? But the shading, like one part was dark all the way in the back, right? But closer to where I was, that part of the wall was light. You could see the light on that part of the wall. So what happened was, as I was looking at the wall and I was paralyzed, the shading on the wall got closer and closer and closer, where it started basically Xing out the lightness of the wall. The part that was once light had gotten darker. And so it's gonna make me whine. And so anyway, it was something like, okay, I didn't know what to do. I just said, you know what, I'm finna just go to sleep. I'm finna like sleep this shit off, like, because I couldn't move. I was like, okay, I'm finna just whatever. And it's like I took a deep breath. I said, and then I exhaled. I said, and then it was like comfort came over me. It was like I was at peace, like the sleep paralysis had left, which I wasn't asleep. I was woke the entire time. I just closed my eyes because I was like, okay, this is some creepy shit. Maybe I'm just having some kind of weird ass day. I need to sleep this shit off, because I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And it was like, okay. I'm sorry. Try not to whine. But like I said, I thought maybe, okay, if I go to sleep, because like I said, I couldn't explain it. So it was like, okay, if I go to sleep, maybe all this shit just go away. I don't know. The shit was just weird as fuck, right? Man, as soon as I exhaled and I took that deep breath out, all I heard was pop, 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 pop. And I was like, oh my God. I just opened up my eyes and I laid there. Everybody in the house was still asleep. Nobody heard anything. I just laid there. I didn't even, I just moved my fucking hand. I didn't move my body. I didn't move shit. I reached over. I said, babe. He said, what's up? I said, somebody just got killed. I didn't say somebody just got shot. I said somebody just got killed. Like, I felt that shit. I felt it. Now, we hard ass over there. Not once would I ever drive towards a crime scene, right? We head over there. And the guy, the Most High God let me see his death play out the way, like how it played out on TV. The guy, second floor apartment, it had a railing, except for he was on the inside of the apartment and the killer was on the outside of the apartment. And just like on the show, the killer shot through the door. So both of the guys were upstairs on the second floor. Both of the guys got shot through the door. I'm watching one actually happen on TV, and I'm driving to a crime scene, and I'm hearing about what actually happened. The only difference is one was on the outside of the door, one was on the inside of the house. And I don't know if I was feeling his energy. What was so crazy is, I'm trying not to get too much of it away. The apartments that I stayed in had the same address. The only difference was, it was a difference in, how like you got 3333 Sabretooth Drive, right? And then you'll have like 3333 Sabretooth Road. Okay, that was the only difference. So the killers did not know which apartment complex this person was in. They didn't know. They were between where I stayed at, and they were between where he actually was. They were outside of my house. And they were, like I said, I guess they was waiting on him to come out to spot their target. And I told my daughter, I said, it was like when I took that last breath, it was like that's when he took his. Because as soon as I said, that's when you heard the gunshots, right? And like, it was just so fucking eerie, crazy as hell. Like, that shit still fucking haunts me to this fucking day. Like I said, I feel like I lived his shit. Maybe he was in the apartment the whole day, scared to come out, because like I said, I was in my apartment the whole day. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was like, I don't know if I felt his shit the whole fucking day. Like, he just knew. It was like he knew what was coming for him. And like I said, that was my energy the whole fucking day. I don't know if during the time I went out is the time maybe he went out and showed his face, because when I came back, we ate. I took that. It was over. But I said all that to say this. Man, when the Most High God tell you to do something, you better do it. I never thought that he would make something like this stick with me, because I was disobedient to him. He gave me an order, and I did not take heed to the order that he gave me. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes in the things that we do, the things that we say, the things that can help people, even though it may have not stopped his situation, right? It may have not stopped what happened to him. But at least he could have, knowing that God loved him. Maybe it could have put his mind at ease. I don't know. Who knows, right? Maybe it could have changed something. Maybe he would have felt the need to let me pray. I know my situation. Let me, ask God for forgiveness. Whatever the case may be, I don't know what it was. I'm just throwing something out there. But the thing is, God gave me a direct order and I didn't take heed to it. A lot of us, we tend not to listen to our intuition. A lot of us, we tend to think that we know better than God. God could say, go this way. We could be stubborn and, no, I'm not going that way. I'm going this way. You get what I'm saying? And then we end up just causing more hardship on ourselves than what it have to be. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Just so y'all don't have to be in my shoes living with the shit. And I feel sorry for it because I don't know who's gonna hear this. I don't know if his friends or family is gonna hear it. And during the time that this happened, it wasn't, I was in my 20s, so it was 20 something years ago. However, social media wasn't popping like that because my daughter was trying to find him. I don't even know the guy's name. But, my heart definitely goes out to his family, and especially like if y'all do hear this, like it definitely goes out. It's kind of like if you hear it and you know kind of thing. But yeah, definitely hurtful. And it'd be hard to tell people stuff like this because people will look at you like you crazy. People look at you like, no, you need to be admitted. But it's like you have no idea. I seriously live this shit, okay? I seriously live this shit. That's just like how it would be hard to tell somebody. I shit you not. Another story real quick one. My daughter had this friend. I think she may have been Vietnamese or something like that. And they were in high school. I think they were in the 9th grade. So anyway, we were going out for Halloween. And my daughter stopped by, again, the one I call my mama, my great grandmother, who is heavy into witchcraft, okay? She was. She's not here anymore. That's my mama. That's my baby. She was mean as hell now, but but she my daughter went into the house and her friend went with her. Man, I shit you not. That little girl hauled ass. She hauled ass through a dark backyard. No lighting on the backyard. That girl hauled ass. She got the fuck on. Came back to the car. That girl was shaking in her boots. She was scared. She said, I'm never going back in there. I'm never going back into that lady's house again. That girl, and my grandmother stayed by herself. Nobody else was in the house with her. And I'm pretty sure the little girl didn't even walk all the way to the back. She probably got to the kitchen door. Because she walked in, she walked straight back out. And that's because my grandmother was into some shit. And that little girl felt it. I don't know what she felt, but or what she saw, or what she heard, but she definitely something threw her spirit off, right? And my daughter, she came out just as normal. She came out like Ezel on Friday. La, 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 la. Like my daughter was, I guess it was just the fact that we were used to it. We was raised with it, But yeah, it's it's hard to tell people stories like that. Because again, you crazy, or because a lot of people are not tapped in. A lot of people don't have certain gifts or don't know how to process the information that you're giving them. So a lot of people just tend to think you crazy. So I had to keep this to myself. I only told a select a few people, but it's always still the weird looks or the, oh yeah, she lying, type thing. But anyway, bottom line is just do what God tell you to do. Trust your intuition. And do what he tell you to do. All right, y'all, that's it. Love y'all. Bye.